Hello, this is Annette with Project Refine Life. Today is a fun video. It is a VR to Antonia's Bliss, and the hashtag is 7 decks for heavenly virtues. First prompt is Prudence, your most practical all-purpose deck. This, without a doubt, is the Super Lunaris. The Super Lunaris deck is not only beautifully constructed, the guidebook is easy to read, but if you are familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith, these images are extremely self-explanatory, so easy to read. Even if you're not familiar with the tarot, if you're reading for somebody and showing them these images, or if you're brand new to tarot, the images are easy. The guidebook is easy. And what I really love about this is that it's not definitely set within the past, and it's not definitely set within the present. I love also that it includes all kinds of ages, all kinds of ethnicities, all types of walks of life. I adore this deck. It is just so cool, and it's such an easy reader. And I always point this one out. I just love, look at the little heart right there. See, I love that particular card. I just love it. But this one is just practical. It's all purpose. I could read for anybody with this deck. And I think it's easy for whoever I'm reading for to understand the images that I'm presenting in front of them. Second prompt is Justice, a deck that you use to make decisions. Well, for me, this is the Future Ancestors Tarot. The Future Ancestors Tarot not only comes to you as giving you advice from your ancestors, but also giving yourself advice in a future type capacity, your future self. Now, if I could go back, I don't know about you, but if I could go back 10, 20, 30 years, maybe even 40, I would definitely want to give myself some advice. And this deck kind of fills that space where you can look at yourself in a future aspect, coming back to your present self to make decisions, to help you with decisions, to guide you gently. And just like these images are so beautiful, they're so soft, they're so sweet, there's nothing sharp or rigid about this deck, and I love that about this deck. The third prompt is Fortitude, a deck that doesn't pull any punches. I already know. It is the El Goliath deck. The El Goliath is a shamanic shadow work deck. It is meant for that specific purpose, and I always find that although it is a very forthright deck, like it doesn't pull any punches, just as the question states, it is not mean. To me, it is not mean. It is open, it's honest, but it's not mean. And it gives you solid, like, type of almost advice within the wording. The guidebook, I didn't bring it down, but the guidebook is just simply amazing. It is beautiful. And every time I look at this, I'm just in awe of every single image, of the quality of the production of this deck. Just simply beautiful. And again, a deck that does not pull punches, but gives you solid advice in a shamanic type of viewpoint. I love this deck. Our fourth prompt is Temperance, a deck pairing you love. Now, I just recently did a walkthrough on this deck that was sent to me for review, and it is the Glowwood Oracle. These are the backs, and it is a very earthy style deck. I did present within the video a few deck pairings. However, somebody left me a comment in that video that said, try it with the Brady Tarot. And I have to say, this is one of my most favorite deck pairings. These two read so well together. They're so grounded, Both of them have this similar energy, and even though the art styles are very different, the color scheme is very, very rooted and very much the same. I adore these two together. The way that they read together is just beautiful. The fifth prompt is Faith, a deck that you use for spiritual guidance. Kai Love Tarot. Even looking at the box, it says a magical deck of intuitive paintings to access your heart's inner wisdom. Now, Kai Love Tarot, she is a Reiki practitioner. And even, let me go off track for just a moment. When I bought this, it originally did not come in the box when I bought this deck. And then she came out with these decks, and I don't know how or why or what the situation was, but we got into a conversation. And she sent this box to me. These are the backs. And it is filled with like this loving kindness, this Reiki energy that just pours out of these cards that guides you spiritually in a way that I can't even describe. It is just a wonderful, wonderful deck. I just love it so much. And this is the deck that I come to for spiritual guidance. It is a beautiful deck. So that is the Kai Tarot Love. Now, the next prompt is Hope, a deck for dark times, a hug deck. That has to be the Self-Love Tarot. The Self-Love Tarot is this beautiful deck that has all this beautiful gold foiling. I talked recently about how I'm just so into this gold foiling, but the pictures or the images are vibrant and they radiate this beautiful energy, this outpouring of love and just pushing out into the world from yourself and into the world, both grounding and seeking. It is just such a beautiful deck, and it carries that onto you when you're working with this deck. Everything is simple and easy from this deck. It's just beautiful and loving and caring, and yet pushes forth this beautiful energy for when you truly need it. This is one of my favorites. I love this deck so much, and that is the Self-Love Tarot. Now, the last deck is Charity, a deck that you would give to someone very easily, 100%, is the Northern Animal Tarot. I think this deck is so lovely. I love all the images. I love the way that she speaks. I love the way that she writes. I love the way that she draws. I love the colors of this deck. Now, this is the first edition. Even the second edition is just beautiful. It's a little bit more vibrant, but I would easily give this deck to somebody because it has all the imagery of your standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but done in these beautiful images that are very grounded and yet vibrant. And I love it. Anybody could read from this deck. It doesn't matter who you are. Again, it doesn't matter what background you come from. This deck can work for anybody. I love this deck, and I would very gladly give this to somebody. As a matter of fact, whenever I'm watching a video and I see somebody else using this deck, or that they just got this deck, I seriously get happy. So that's it. Those are my 7 decks for Heavenly Virtues. Antonia, thank you so much for the prompt and for the VR. I wish you all a beautiful day. Wishing you nothing but love. I will see you later.